but there was a big change this week.
I'm trying to think what change I've been talking about, but there's one there's one that's very personal to me.
What are you talking about?
I'm officially a developer.
Yes. Yeah, that's not where I was going, but yeah. Yeah, this last week you picked up Claude Code and all like you told me you were gonna do it, and the next thing I know, 24 hours, it looks like you stayed up all night and you were just coding. So what was going on? What are you making? Like what are you building?
Yeah, so obviously I normally use, ChatGPT, all that kind of stuff. That's what the normies use. So I just decided, hey, let me just try this Claude Code thing out. What occurred was we were looking for, so we're growing like very fast. And then we have a lot of B2B clients. Who ask for either features or they want to just raise a certain ticket, whatever it is. And I think we got to a point where I think you hit this chasm where it's like, if you have like 5, 6 customers, it's fine. But then when you have like 15 B2B clients, then it's kind of like, oh, I need to keep track of things. You can't just have it in the thread anymore. And you can always tell because they then start responding, hey, did you deal with this, by the way? So I was just kind of looking for a tool, like a customer support tool specific for B2B that can integrate into different places. Because we have some customers on Slack, we have some customers on WhatsApp. There's another one that came on ClickUp. So I was just like, is it like a tool that can do all these things all at once? And I obviously heard about Attio. I tried Attio and it's kind of like, just like a normal CRM. And then I just tried all the different tools and nothing was exactly how I wanted it to be. It's kind of like I'm going to their system and then having to hire an agency to then configure it for me, which is then it's never really perfect as to what I want to do. So actually to kind of disprove the whole Claude Code thing, I was like, oh, let me just do it myself. It's probably gonna be really long for me to do. And literally within like 24 hours and like, I think I spent like $8. Um, it literally built what I wanted, exactly how I wanted it, the graphs I wanted it to be shown, the pipeline, all that kind of stuff. Connected to my Gmail, connected to my calendar, connected to granola notes as well, and
Slack.
as well. So
Yeah.
now like I can see, okay, how many calls I have coming forward, who are the highest priced, highest valued customers of my thing coming soon. And also, I can see recent deposits that clients have done with us. I can see the payouts falling over time. I can see how many payouts or payments we do every single day, all from just talking in English, right? And I'm just like, God, that's super sick.
Now, I don't want to ruffle some feathers or bring up some old wounds or whatever, but I do remember me saying, "Hey, why don't you give Claude a shot for a few months?" And I heard, "Yo, I don't like the color. I don't like this. I don't like the font." And then sure enough, as soon as this like CRM customer service thing comes about and you go and you build it, now I'm hearing, "Yo, I kind of like that brown. That brown's actually kind of calm. It's actually kind of
Yeah,
nice
it's a
now."
different hue. It's a lighter hue. It's not exactly the same, but hey, that's been pretty much it, man.
That listen, I'm happy we did that whole like divert from what I meant. That was not what I was even going to talk about, but I'm happy we talked about that because that was very significant, and I think is going to play a big role like in the company as a whole. But like this week we started fundraising planning, not fundraising, but planning for fundraising and kind of putting everything together. And obviously, I don't think there's much that we can like talk about in terms of individual numbers and everything. But at YC, we had like a whole super set. They called it a super session. It was like 5 hours. It was even longer than 5 hours of like going over all the fundraising advice, all the data that they've seen over like the last whatever 20 years they've been doing this. I don't know about you. I know about you. I know we see a little bit different, but I'm like kind of nervous. Not because I think like I mean our numbers are great. We have great growth and everything, but I'm just like looking. I'm like shit. This is the amount of like wordsmithing and everything you have to do to like make like a really nice clean pitch. I'm like, I don't think I've done this much like language work since like grade 12. You know what I mean? Like, you kind of forget about it. You get into math and coding, it all goes down. But like, what are you looking for any like specific thing with fundraising or anything?
Actually, I think I'm looking forward to so I think we got a lot of advice from other people who were in YC before, but now invest themselves, and so it's kind of good to get that duality because at least they've experienced it on their side. So I think from the advice that they've given us, I'm actually pretty confident itself, and also I think because I've raised before in like a much tougher environment, tougher situation in London itself. So I think I have those battle scars. I'm kind of like, okay, cool, like it's completely fine for us to do so. I think what am I looking forward to? I think it's definitely the week before demo day because I think that's going to set the mood for
Hmm.
demo day and afterwards. Again, so demo day, 24th of March. We're going to be speaking to 60 seconds, 180 words or less, 1,000 investors itself. So, and it's literally like a day of, I think it's like every minute the investors are going to be seeing one pitch every single minute. I think there's about 200 people in the batch itself. So, the math is like that's like 3 hours, 3 hours and 20 minutes, if my math is correct,
Yeah.
of like 1 minute pitches, 1 minute pitch, 1 minute, 1 minute pitches itself. So I think it's supposed for me the week before, definitely, because I think if we start the week and like we've already done half of our round, or at least a substantial amount of our round, I feel pretty confident. Otherwise, they gave us on Monday, but I think it was super helpful.
I'm just worried about you, man. Like, we are very fortunate that we have done, like, we have really good numbers. We have great growth. Our graphs look amazing. Obviously, no one has really seen it before, but I think word is getting out or something. And our entire week is fully booked. And like, I'm even watching investors like message us, and you are like squeezing them in at like the weirdest hours of the day, just so that they have an opportunity to talk to us. And I think that's just like one, I mean, it's amazing. You know what I mean? Like, investors are literally beating down our door to come and talk to us, which is always a good feeling. But I'm worried about you, bro. That's gonna be a rough week. You know what I mean? Your vocal cords are gonna be fucked. Like,
Like for context, on Monday, the first day, I have 13 calls.
yeah, yeah. It's it's gonna be really brutal. I mean, it's all in the effort of something really good. You know what I mean? So I'm excited to be like sitting because a lot's in our roommates, if you don't know. So just sitting on the couch, like just doing my thing and just listening to all these investor calls over and over again. I think that's gonna be really exciting. Um, but yeah, that's the fundraising stuff is like that's this week. That's the big push that we're doing. Just kind of prepping all that stuff. I guess what like right now it's investing, right? So I guess like kind of are there any like priorities aside from investing that you're looking to do? Like let's say before demo day, right? It's about 2 weeks from now. So
Mhm.
like what are you kind of looking forward and seeing like, hey, we should really try to accomplish this before demo day,
Yeah.
or would just be nice to have in the next 2 weeks.
Yeah, for sure. I think it's definitely getting more and more clients. I think putting more deposits, that is always going to be better. I think getting the first kind of like the SDK client, I think that'll be kind of like super cool, to launch that. But I think that's really it, man. I think there's nothing much else that we can do. At the end of the bottom line is like, are you having lots of deposits? And also, are you getting investors in as well? And we're getting like we've done no outbound to investors at the moment, and right now the count is, and this is we're still basically 2 weeks out. The count is 42 investors who've done inbounds right at the moment. So, and that's before demo day, right? So like demo day, you're specifically going to speak to 1,000 investors. So you're probably going to have more meetings, way more meetings actually after demo day because you've actually specifically pitched to them. While here, we haven't pitched to any of them. So they would have to like find us itself in terms of what we're doing.
I think I echo a lot of the same. It's just kind of like, you know, there's so much stuff. Like obviously the company does not stop on demo day, right? We both know this. I think a lot of people can, I don't know, you feel like because you're climbing this mountain, right? And you're almost at the peak and you hit that peak on demo day and then you're done YC, right? Like I think there's one more event 3 days after, which is kind of just like, hey, it was great seeing you guys. See you later. And then that's it. You're
Mm.
done. So I think for a lot of people, you could feel like, you know, you're done at demo day, or at least like a lot of the load is taken off. But I know like you and I, we've been talking about this for like at least the last month. It's like, okay, we have all these goals for demo day and like these numbers we want to hit and everything. But we're already planning for like the next 6 months after. and like, okay, how are we going to acquire customers this way? What are we going to do this way? So I think in the next 2 weeks, I can't think of anything where it's like, oh, I really want to get this done for demo day, because all of that we're trying to get done for demo day, we planned a month ago. We planned already. We've already hit these numbers. We're trying to increase those numbers even more, right? Like that is done. At this point, it's like, okay, where do we want to be in like May? And I think that is really exciting, where it's like we're just building this future 2 months out constantly. It's really cool. So I'm just looking forward to that. And then part of that is like the SDK, like you mentioned, and stuff like that. And I think a really big thing for me is just going to be wrapping up this fundraise and like getting back to coding, like getting back to working with our customers and building and just giving them that experience that no one else can give them, pretty much.
Yeah, totally agree with that, man.